Step back and watch the chef cook.
You want 17 birds? Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. Hit my line if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. Yeah, I'm from the 17th curb. I'm a G, I know how a G17 works. I'm a beast, I done moved grass all on this turf. Before the pandemic, face mask gonna work, yeah. Feast with the guys, glad bag full of work. Used to help Miss Diane with her bags out of church, cause she let us play them steps from the first to the first. It's like we shared clothes, your dirt was my dirt. You don't need to have a phone, I saw minivan skirts. We had bitches on the bus, I ain't never chased no skirt.
Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. By popular demand, I got the big dog in here. The biggest Philly 500. I should get an award for coining the phrase 500. By the way,
I know, right? You should. I feel like a special agent or something, dude.
But hey, man, what's 500
I love it.
But you guys have been asking for this collab. He has been busy running his operation. I've been busy running my operation, but one thing remains the same. We are in tune and locked in for a repeat. So I got a couple questions for you, but first I want to start off. How you been, man?
I've been good, man. Busy, Life is busy, man, with work and family and this. Busy, but I'm good and I'm blessed and I'm happy to be here, man.
That's good, man. That's good.
How about you?
Same, man. Same. We talk from time to time, check up on each other, but we definitely got to get back to, doing some content a little more frequently. Definitely. But I will say this, maybe it's a good luck charm if we do things once a year, because we've been winning Super Bowls. We've been going to Super Bowls. And it seems like we might be poised here, 500, for a repeat. So let me get your take on the first half of the season and how do you feel about where we are right now after the trade deadline and all of that stuff? Because I don't think I talked to you.
No, we haven't.
Super Bowl.
I did, I can't remember if we did something or talk. Well, we talked it through text, but man. I mean, look, I honestly look at this team and I say to myself, this is just my opinion. They haven't even played well yet. Maybe like 2 games. They started to play good the last 2 games, but I don't even think they have played well. I don't even think the defense had found its footing. I think the offensive line has been banged up, yet they continuously win. And they beat these teams. They beat the Rams. They beat the Chiefs. They beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And one of the reasons they did it, and I've been saying this all year, is because Jalen Hurts stepped up when he had to step up. When he made plays, when he had to make plays. He's having an MVP season, and yet he still does not get the respect that I think he deserves. And I'm sure you agree with that. But, I mean, the way I feel now with the trade deadline, I feel like I feel like Howie went out and basically he did what most teams do in a whole off season. He did in a bye week with the defensive line. You look at what we're getting back: Nolan Smith, Brandon Graham, and then Jalen Phillips. Dude, that's like a whole off season of changing your defensive line around. And if those guys play well, I think this team is going back to the Super Bowl.
I think so too, man. And, I haven't heard anybody put it into that perspective, the perspective you put it into. The work he did in a bye week alone sets him apart from a lot of GMs in the National Football League. I think the 2 shot callers that got the biggest balls are Howie Roseman and the Colts owner.
That was. What'd you think of that trade? Holy crap!
I love it because I think that when you think you have a window, you're supposed to do things like that. You know what I mean? Like listen, and some of these players are not to be subjected to the picks that they're getting traded for. If I'm saying this right. So I think Sauce is worth the 2 first-round picks. Sauce Gardner. I think that Quinnen Williams was worth a first-round pick. And I think Myles Garrett should garner multiple first-round picks. But the difference in what the Colts did as opposed to what the Cowboys did is I think the Colts see an opportunity and see a window. I think the Cowboys season is over. I mean, maybe this pick, maybe this pick helps out later on down the line. But, some things are immediate impact and some things are just a hush the fan base up because they're about to start rioting outside of the stands.
Oh yeah. I mean, because if the Cowboys were really smart, they could have probably waited to the offseason and got him cheaper. Everybody pays premium prices during the trade deadline, and if they think they're going to come back and make the playoffs at 3-5-1, there's no chance of that. I don't care who they added; it ain't happening.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, next year could be a different story because they're starting to build some cash in, some pieces. But the Colts and the Eagles, they see an opportunity now, and what Howie Roseman did during the bye week was just marvelous, man. Because I have been so down on Keely Ringo since training camp, and it's a blessing though, 500, that we were able to still win games and be 6-2 with him playing as much as he played. But Michael Carter, you know what I mean? That was a monumental pick, I think. Then I think that a lot of people aren't really understanding how much Jair Alexander has left in the tank. And I think that dude can really play, and he's about to show it this week. But Jalen Phillips was the icing on the cake, man. I mean, this was a bye week and a trade deadline of relations, man. Like every guy that we just signed during a trade deadline has some type of rapport with somebody in the building. Yeah, and I think that's important when you're trying to build a championship team. So I'm ecstatic, man.
Yeah, well, I think that was like the important thing was that they were able to get a guy that comes in and knows the system. So I expect the transition for him to be a lot easier than if you were to go out. Like, everybody's talking about Trey Hendrickson, but I was actually talking like Bradley Chubb, thinking he was cheaper. But Chubb, Phillips, it didn't matter. One of those guys that came from Vic Fangio's system that knows what to do, to me, was really important. And I mean, Phillips is obviously got way more upside. So it's amazing, dude.
Because we saw when we tried to fit a peg into a round circle, we saw that with Bryce Huff. It didn't fit what Vic liked to do, and we end up, not playing him at all for the whole year. So I think so. This is the biggest thing for me. I think Vic has earned the right to say I need this guy or I don't need that guy. I think that there's some trust in the building there because I'm sure Vic didn't want Bryce Huff. You know what I mean? And I think that I can allude to that, or I can, kind of guess that was the case because Bryce Huff didn't get played.
Yeah.
And we just paid a lot of money for him, and he didn't really see the field. And in fact, he was just benched for guys that fit the system, like a Jalen Hunt. So, when you hear these guys that just joined the team, when you hear them talking some of their interviews, Jalen Phillips is so happy to be here. And I think that that dude talking about he liked the weather. I'm like, right now in Philly, it's dark, it's gray, it's cold. He like, I like the weather.
But dude, I got to tell you, man, if I was a professional athlete, a football player, I would not want to play in a warm state. I would not. I want to play cold weather football. Mm-hmm. I just, there's just something about it. Outdoors, cold weather. I think you have to be tougher to play that like that than in like a warm state or a dome. That's why these dome teams, it's very hard for a dome team to win, especially if they have to go on the road into cold weather. But I think Phillips needs to be ready. This ain't Miami, like where they go watch games to get out and have fun and drink. Like, this is serious business, man. The game is the most important thing. So I think he's going to fall in love with the city, man. And hopefully he continues to play well and be healthy because he's coming off a torn ACL. Mm-hmm. Usually it takes you one full year to come back from it. And he's been playing fairly well. I think by the time we get into the playoffs, I think he's going to be playing really good. And then, I'm open to bringing him back. I'm like, dude's 26 years old. He's got a lot of talent. I'm all for it, dude.
Yeah,
bring him back.
That's a good point. This is an audition to see if he's going to come back or not. Like this is exactly what this is. Like, if he's going to come back, it's going to start with what he does right now for this team. Necessarily, we all want to win a Super Bowl for sure. And I think we're built to repeat. But it's predicated on a playoff run or not. And you know what? Actually, I don't know, 500. I think if he stays healthy, he's coming back regardless because we were kind of thin at edge until we had to bring back Brandon Graham.
We're very thin at edge.
We had to bring back. All of a sudden, we're not though.
Yeah. Well, to me, the most upsetting thing hasn't even been Ringo. It's been like Jalen Hunt and Nolan Smith. I know Nolan Smith is hurt. It's the situation, the circumstance. Like I thought we were going to get a lot more production out of those guys. So you had to do something. But man, you're talking about like we're going in with a healthy Nolan Smith, Brandon Graham's coming back, and that's teams don't do that in a whole season. LB, they don't make those kind of moves. That defensive line is going to be a lot better. You know what else I like about Phillips? He can stop the run.
Yeah,
like a lot of these edge rushers had problems stopping the run. We do a great job up the middle, but they get those guys don't set the edge well enough. He's going to know what to do. I like that a lot about him.
He added some size. He added some just weight. He just added some beef up front. And yeah, him stopping the run is a big thing because, like you were talking about cold weather football, when it comes to the playoffs, most of these games are in the dome. Well, most of these games are outside in the elements in January. So you don't really see the Miamis of the world hosting too many playoff games. You might see Detroit, they play in the dome, but Detroit is going to have to step out of that dome 9 times out of 10.
That's right. And they're going to have a problem.
Nobody wants to come to the link, man. It's probably still 80 degrees in Tampa right now. I don't even think Tampa wants to come to the link.
No, they definitely don't. But see, this is my argument with like Jalen Hurts, right? Like people say, well, Hurts don't throw enough. Hurts don't do this. He don't do that. But if you look at quarterbacks in the playoffs, right? Any winning quarterback in the playoffs, they go from throwing the ball 30, 40 times during the regular season to 20, 25 times in the playoffs because it's a different game. Jalen Hurts plays playoff football from week 1 all the way through. It never changes. But teams and quarterbacks, these great quarterbacks, they have to become more like Jalen Hurts in the playoffs. You know what I mean? But they don't give him credit for it. It drives me nuts, dude.
Good point. Jalen Hurts has mastered how to get the most out of 25 to 30 attempts in the game. He's mastered how to make 25 completions count.
Right.
You got to think about it. When he had the perfect passer rating, which is the only one of the season, you know what I mean? By the way, he didn't throw the ball even 30 times to acquire that. There's guys who have to, if you want 400 passing yards out of your quarterback, he's thrown the ball 40 times probably to make that happen. And every throw counts with Jalen Hurts. So, I mean, I'm kind of worn out. I've been worn out this year and last year with even having to defend this. Because it doesn't make any sense, man. The way his record stacks up against other players, the way that he controls the game and wins by any means necessary. And I will say this, man, they are going to, in the next 3 Eagles games, Jalen Hurts will be the first, second, or third guy in terms of talking about MVP. He's quietly having that type of year.
He is. Yeah. And I think if you look at those first 4 games, like we weren't playing that great football. I mean, I can admit it, but I thought Jalen Hurts kept us in the game.
He did.
He doesn't turn the ball over. He's able to make plays when you have to. And it's hard to do. Like I said, you look at the playoffs. Look at the teams that lose in the playoffs. Quarterback throws 30, 40 times. All the other guys, their passing numbers come way down to more like what Jalen Hurts is in the playoffs. That's my issue with Lamar Jackson. Like, why do you have him throwing so much when you got Derrick Henry? You should be following the same formula as the Eagles, But to me, the Eagles, especially Jalen Hurts, he's always playing playoff football. So nothing changes once it starts. If the Eagles lock up home field, there's nobody stopping them. Nobody.
Yeah. We got some big matchups coming up, man, that determine. It doesn't determine how this thing pans out, but we have some big matchups that could either bolster Jalen Hurts' name in the MVP race, or they can solidify home field advantage for us with giving us, those tiebreakers over some of these teams who could be in the running for it. With this matchup coming up against the Packers, I feel that we might blow them out, man. I know I say this every week, man, but I just feel like it's just written in the stars for us to blow the Packers out. I don't like how they looked against, was it the Panthers? They just lost to the Panthers.
Yeah.
I don't like how they looked against the Panthers. I'm not really impressed with their wide receiver core. And then you have a Jair Alexander who knows the tendency, knows the tape, knows the food spots. He knows the city in and out. You know what I mean? Playing for the city now where he was born and the team he grew up watching. You got A.J. Brown healthy. You got Saquon Barkley coming off of his explosive game of the season. You have so many things that are lining up. You got these new pass rushers. You have this new secondary. this could be bad early for these guys. And I think that this will catapult us into going on a run that'll help us lock up this number 1 seed.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I was streaming last night's game, which sucked, but I was streaming it, and I said the number that the score that keeps coming in my mind, and I'm not saying I'm going to predict this score when I do my preview, but I keep seeing 27-10 Eagles. I don't know why. I just keep seeing 27-10. I feel like we're almost like in the Green Bay's head, just like the Rams. The fact that Parsons, I don't know if you saw before they played Carolina, he started talking about how Carolina's a good team and we can't be overlooking them for Philly. As soon as he said that, I'm like, the Eagles are already thinking about the Eagles. You know what I mean? Like we're already in their head.
Already in their head. And it's Micah. You know, Micah is still scorned from watching us put our foot in the ass of his old team for years. In terms of, there's been some close battles with Eagles, Cowboys, but he's scorned from seeing us win Super Bowls. He constantly comments on us. We run a tush push. He's on Twitter. This isn't real football. Like, dude, you're not even in the division anymore. You know, he doesn't have any intel to bring to the table for this game. He has not been able to, stop the Philadelphia Eagles when it mattered the most.
No, he's done nothing really. Like what, 2 sacks and like 5 games, something like that.
Exactly. They completely overlooked the Panthers because they know that Daddy's coming to town. This game has so much history for Jalen Hurts. It's like this is when he got his first start, I believe.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
This is the second time he's been to Lambeau since he took over the starting role.
Yeah.
We beat these guys in Brazil. We beat these guys in the playoffs. They brought in Micah Parsons to help them with their Eagles problem when Micah Parsons couldn't even help the Cowboys.
Yeah. And they're the ones that made the big deal about the push tush getting banned.
Oh, yeah. We might start the game off with a tush push.
I'd run it 50 times, dude.
We might start the game off with a tush push, man. I mean, they lost Frank Clark, who probably was, one of the guys that could have helped kind of deter it. He's over there in Dallas via the Micah trade. Micah Parsons can't stop the tush push by himself. So, to say I feel good about this game would be a stretch. Like 27-10, and it's supposed to be below freezing. I actually like that.
I know.
I think.
I don't know why that's just popping in my head, man. I just feel like the offense is starting to get going. That running game started to get going, and I don't think that's going to stop. So I think if the Eagles run the ball well and they can keep it like 3rd and shorts, like if they're in like 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4, Green Bay's done because they need that pass rush to be in set in 3rd and long situations where they can go after the passer. But if you can keep it 3rd and short offensively, I don't think they could beat the Eagles. I really don't.
Yeah, they can't. I don't think they could beat us in any phase of the game. I don't think they could beat us in a shootout. I'm just not worried about them, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this: if they beat, like, you look at the next 2 games, right? You got Green Bay and you got Detroit. Well, even if at worst case scenario the Eagles split, they're going to get home field throughout the playoffs because they've already beaten the Rams, they've already beat the Buccaneers, and they would beat one of those teams. I mean, they're pretty much going to have the tiebreaker on everybody, unless you're worried about Seattle. I'm still not a believer in Seattle because I don't believe in that quarterback.
You know what, man? I'm not gonna lie, 500. They got me. They got me believing. They got me believing. I don't know what it is, but they just look. It's the defense, man. I think they had a top 10. They had a top 5 defense and a top 5 offense. Like they are playing like really, really good complementary football.
Question is, will they win the division though? Because if they don't win the division, that means they have to go on the road.
So, who's in the division? Is it San Fran?
The Rams.
Oh,
Rams and San Fran.
Oh, yeah. It could get tight. It definitely could get tight. I don't think the Rams or Seattle want to go on the road, to be honest. Another thing that, a lot of people aren't talking about, I just saw somebody say it in the comments. Kraft is out, man. And he is probably he's a top 2 tight end in the game. I think it's him and the guy from the Colts right now this year. Brock Bowers is always going to be Brock Bowers. But as these other tight ends get older, I think Kraft is one of those guys. You can't sleep on Musgrave, who's his backup, but Kraft is probably the best weapon in terms of run after catch that they had.
Oh, yeah.
that helps us out a lot, man.
Yeah, that's a big loss, and we don't know how they're totally going to replace him yet, like that. And
season.
Yeah, he's a stud. So yeah, I think that's going to hurt them a lot. Yeah, it should help us, and then we'll see if they can get their running game going, which they really haven't. They haven't done a good job stopping the run or get the run going. So I mean, I don't see why it's going to change. I think the Eagles are going in there at 27-10 might work, man.
Hey, I'm going with it. That's what I'm going with. I'm going with 27-10, man. Shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. We got 974 people watching us at 12 noon on the East Coast. What's that, like 9 o'clock your time?
9:27.
9:27. Thank you for getting up early, man. I could have pushed it back. I totally forgot you were on
no, I always get up early. I'm home today. My daughter's sick with the flu.
You're telling me,
So it worked out perfectly. But no, man, anytime I get up 4 o'clock in the morning for you, man. I don't care.
My guy. Listen, I wouldn't do that to you though. I'll at least give you 6. I'll at least give you 6.
There you go. I could do that.
But we're in good shape, man. We're in great shape to repeat. How surprised were you that A.J. Brown wasn't traded?
Not at all. I wasn't surprised. Look, man, this A.J. Brown stuff is like, I think this is like, all right, I'm a conspiracy theorist by heart. I think the league is after the Eagles. I think they're after them for the tush push. I think the owners are pissed off by the way the Eagles handle the salary cap because the Eagles make all those owners look cheap and bad because they're willing to do what it takes to win. Right. And they don't like the tush push. Remember, they got the virtual measurement now. That's a scam. That thing don't work. That's just so they can say the Eagles didn't get it. So I think they want to break this team up. And I think that all this noise with A.J. Brown is to try to get him disgruntled and try to do whatever they can. And I'm talking about like nationally to get A.J. Brown off that team. I don't believe that's coming from A.J. Brown. I don't believe it's coming from the locker. I believe what A.J. Brown said when he spoke up. I believe A.J. Brown was a leader there because I actually think A.J. Brown talked to Devontae Smith. He talked to the offensive. Like he was speaking up for the whole offense. And then he was willing to take the arrows that was going to come with it. And to me, people look at him as like, oh, he's like T.O. and stuff like that. I don't see it at all. So, no, they didn't want to trade him.
Yeah, they didn't want to trade him at all. And I didn't see it that way either. The issue was that Jalen Hurts for me. The issue for me, and I talked to AJ about this. I told him my issue was that Jalen was taking unnecessary smoke because his wide receiver was being outspoken. Now, I don't think AJ was wrong with none of the stuff he was saying, but I think more of the attention should have been directed towards Kevin Patullo and the things that he was doing earlier in the season, rather than people automatically thinking that AJ and Jalen Hurts have this thing. It's just phenomenal that Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, every year they've been together, had to learn a new offense from a different play call.
Crazy.
This is every year as a unit. You know what I mean? And these guys have found a way to overcome and still make the postseason. But once these guys get it going and get rolling, and they're just an unstoppable force, man. So did I think AJ Brown was getting traded? Hell no. Why would you trade the best wide receiver in Philadelphia Eagles history still in his club? Now, that doesn't make any sense to me. So no, I didn't think he was getting traded at all. It just was a mess, man. And it just was a distraction. And, I never thought about it from your perspective that, people are trying to, tear what we have apart because it's tough being a top dog, man. I enjoy it. Trust me. I don't want to be like Law Nation, Mark Holmes, Louis T. I don't want to report on losses. I much rather have this banner behind me reporting on championship football.
And believe me, those Cowboy fans are jealous. I mean, I deal with Mark every week. They are they're angry. Like they don't understand. They think really like every time a team plays them, it's their Super Bowl. Like everybody wants to play Dallas. And I keep telling like Mark, I'm like, nobody looks at your Cowboys like that anymore. You're like the Cleveland Browns to us. You're like the Cleveland Browns. You're like the Cleveland Browns in a new dress. They are living off of the battles that their grandfathers fought. Like you guys aren't the same Dallas Cowboys.
You know, you guys actually you guys are must-see TV because people want to get their jokes off when you inevitably lose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's not like so it's like people watch us hoping we lose. They watch you guys knowing you're going to lose. That's a difference. So I think their season is over. I think the Commanders' season is over. I actually think the Giants are the second best team in the division.
I do too. Yeah, I agree with you. I think they're going to end up in second place. They should have beat Dallas at first, but Dallas got lucky.
Yeah,
and then you know they've been playing teams tough. They may end up in second place when it's all said and done. I mean, Dallas has got some tough games left. I don't see them winning any of them, really.
Yeah, I think I got them winning like 3 more games, honestly.
Yeah.
So who do you have? Who do you have as our toughest opposition in the NFC? You can't give it to that one team that you think would give us a nice fit. So obviously you think we're the class of the conference.
Yeah. I think we're by far the best team. I would have said a couple weeks ago Detroit, because I think if their offense is on, they're very tough, and I could see that game being a high scoring, go back and forth. But now I'm not so sure because they really haven't been all that. I don't think Green Bay. I think it might be the Rams, and I only say that from the perspective of they've come into Philly twice and played us tough, so so they can play us tough at home. But I'd probably say right now the Rams. Now I'm not a believer in Seattle because I don't believe in Sam Darnold, but I don't want to go to Seattle. Like if we had to go to playoffs in Seattle, that would bother me because we always have a problem winning up in Seattle. But I would probably say the Rams, I think, are the scariest. Tampa doesn't scare me if they have to come to Philly in the cold. Yeah, I would say Rams or Detroit, if Detroit could get it turned around, because I don't think they play great.
I agree. I would have to say the Rams too, because the Rams don't have a problem with coming to Philly and playing good.
Yeah,
I don't believe in Jared Goff, Sam Darnold, or Baker Mayfield coming to Philly in the cold to play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Rams are a dome team. Tampa, it's hot, and Sam Darnold is still Sam Darnold until otherwise. So I agree with you, man. I think it's the Rams, man. The Rams scare me, man. The Rams scare me every time. They have us in this situation to where had the Rams did something a little different, they could have actually won this game. But this is why you go get a Jair Alexander.
Yeah,
most teams have a good wide receiver duo.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think Jair is going to surprise a lot of people?
I think he's going to start.
Wow.
I think he's going to start. I saw somewhere. I think Philly might put out a video where I think the starters or the depth chart might have leaked. I think he's 100% healthy, man.
That's interesting.
Start. And the psychological advantage, though, 500 of having playing or playing for a good franchise, it has to be studied by some professor at Harvard. Somebody got to study this because these guys are coming from dead weight franchises in a sense. I mean, the Ravens still got a chance. Lamar just got back, but the Dolphins were done, man. The Jets just had a fire sale. You see what Saquon became when he came to an organization that does things the right way. You see what AJ became when he came to an organization that does things the right way. I think it has to be studied. I think all of these guys just got a new lease on their NFL careers, man. So hell yeah, I think Jair. I am a Jair Alexander supporter, man. I think that this guy is going to. We could be having a budding no-fly zone, dude. You know what I mean?
If he is what he was a few years ago, it's over. It's over for everybody.
We could be having a really, really budding no-fly zone. 1,100 people in the chat. Thank you, guys. As you guys can see, man, we're having a great football conversation, myself, Philly 500. So what I'm doing is I am displaying all the super chats here, and everybody can read them. Everybody can see them. Your super chats will not go to waste. I will get to them. They save for the next video. That's a good thing I like about Restream. So if I don't read them now, they will pop back up. Shout out to you guys, man. So, man, trade deadline. Roster being shaken up, all for the better. You talked about the one area of the football team that disappointed you the most, and that was the pass rush.
Yeah.
I agree, but I have a different caveat to that. I think the offensive line has been very, very mid. You know what I mean? And in terms of discipline and just creating the holes in space for Saquon Barkley up until the last game, I think Jordan Mailata could be playing better. I think Lane Johnson can even be playing better. So I want to see how the offensive line responds, because we only can go as far as these guys take us, because we need them to get the run going. So how have you been feeling about the offensive line this first half of the season?
Well, I mean, they've been a little frustrating because you expect them to be so dominant all the time. They haven't been, but I think they've been banged up. I think Jurgens hasn't been right all year, because every time you watch him before he gets down in the stance, he's always stretching his back out, And then Dickerson comes back from the knee injury early, I thought. He should have took a couple weeks off. And then I think when you got two guys like in the interior like that hurt, then what is Mailata doing? Is he trying to help cover for Dickerson where he may need help, and that's messing him up? You got Lane in and out of the lineup, like every game it seems like he comes out for a while. So I just don't think they've been healthy, and I'd rather have Toth play healthy than an injured Cam Jurgens at this point. Dickerson in that Giants game looked like he started to move a lot better. So. Mm-hmm. I think that's the wears and tears of last year and the playoff run and going to the Super Bowl. Even Mekhi Becton with the Chargers, he's been hurt all year too. He's been banged up. So I believe that they'll start to get stronger as the year goes on, as they get a little healthier. And I think we're going to see that offensive line, that run game come alive. I do.
Yeah, we need it, man. We absolutely need it. I didn't expect Saquon Barkley to run for 2,000 yards again. I'm glad that teams are putting more emphasis on trying to stop Saquon Barkley, because it's the Saquon Barkley effect, man. Listen, we're not going to let this guy run for 2,000 yards. The tired narrative, let's make Jalen Hurts throw the ball to beat us. He does it every time you try to make him do it. So, I'm cool. I'm cool with the slow start from the running game. But, I agree, man. The offensive line was banged up. You got to give these guys the benefit of the doubt. Stoutland University, they have garnered a reputation of being one of the best offensive lines year in and year out. So these are guys we've seen play at a championship level. I think that, within our fan base, sometimes a lot of grace isn't shown because we want the results now.
Right.
We want to win now. Like, listen, I ain't going to be no hypocrite. I was livid the first 4 games, but I'm like, 4-0 or whatever.
I know. That's to me that's Jalen Hurts. Yeah. Because I didn't think Patullo was very, very good early on. Like, I think he's getting better. They're starting to do things, but man, I can't tell you how many times I'm like, why don't you put Jalen Hurts under center and let him play action? Defenses are selling out on Barkley. Take advantage of it. Stop running the inside zone run on first down. Everybody knows what's going. When, like, I'm doing the stream and I have my chat and everybody's calling out the play, then the defense is calling out the play too. That they're going to know what to do. But it seems like they're finally making some adjustments, and I thought the last 2 weeks were like really good to build on. I mean, they played a Minnesota defense that was supposed to be good in their secondary. We tore them up, and then we got the run game going against the Giants. So I thought, I think we're headed in the right direction. I'm trying to have a little more patience with Patullo and stuff, but we'll see.
One thing a lot of people are not talking about on the defensive side of the ball is that Jahad Campbell could see significantly less snaps with the guys we just got on the edge, and with Nakobe Dean just playing the run a little better than him. What's your take on that? Do you think Jahad Campbell should continue getting the snaps, or do you think, hey, the best man needs to be out there because we're trying to win a Super Bowl?
Yeah, it's just like you forgot, like, Nakobe Dean missed so much time, and when he came back, man, boy, he sets the tempo. Yeah, man, he's a tempo setter, and he's way better against the run than him. So I would say you have to cut down some of his reps. But I would use it like, I think if you put Campbell in maybe like on third and passing situations, because I think he's a better cover linebacker than Dean. And then I would also give him some snaps at the edge and kind of work him in there. But I don't see how you just can't keep Dean off the field, man. He's a difference maker.
You can't. And I was one of those guys that was saying if Jahad Campbell started, then Dean wouldn't see that position.
Me too.
And I was wrong, man. I kind of took for granted what Nakobe Dean brought to the table in terms of just IQ, man. Like the guy knows if it's a run or a pass before anybody on the defense does. And he is reacting, he is shooting, and he's tackle for loss machine. If you throw it to the outside and he gets a cue on it, that's what Nakobe Dean brings to the table, man.
I know.
But
I'm surprised he came back so quick. Like I thought it would take him a while, with the injury, but he's looked great.
Yeah, he has. So me and him have had the same injury, and I got my surgery done, my patella tendon repair by a guy who did it for NFL running backs. So it's like a 9-month thing, but I don't have the recovery facilities that Nakobe Dean has.
Right.
So I know Nakobe Dean a week after was probably doing some light speed walking or something. So it doesn't surprise me at all because his work ethic, man. I always felt like Nakobe Dean was the Jalen Hurts of the defense because Jalen's not the tallest. Jalen doesn't have the biggest arm. Jalen isn't the fastest or whatever.
Yeah.
But you are not going to outwork Jalen Hurts, man. And that's why Jalen Hurts is who he is and he is where he is. And Nakobe Dean's the same way, man. You're not going to outwork Nakobe Dean. And once we drafted Jahad Campbell, I thought that lit something in Nakobe Dean. Like, oh, okay, I see what you're trying to do. But I'm going to make it hard for you, man. So I would like to see Nakobe Dean back next year.
Yeah, I would like to see him back too. If you can do it, make it work. I love the fact that we actually have linebackers now, man. I've said this to people. This is the deepest set of linebackers I've seen since back in the 90s when you had like Byron Evans, Jesse Small, Seth Joyner, and William Thomas. I haven't seen it as good. So I would love to keep him. I do think Jahad Campbell's long-term upside, though, is higher than Dean's.
Yeah. I mean, we're not going to like the guy is just out on the field, learning on the fly. He's probably the best defensive rookie in the league or top 3 or something.
Yeah. Oh, so,
I agree. The upside is there for sure. So I got a question for you. Would you have traded during the trade deadline? Would you have traded Tanner McKee for some edge rushing help?
Maybe Myles Garrett. To me, Tanner McKee's got to be for like I'm trying to trade him this off season for a big pick. So I mean, I would have considered depending upon who it was, but maybe Max Crosby or maybe Garrett. But I think Garrett will be an Eagle next year. I really believe.
I think you can't take nothing less than a third for Tanner McKee.
Yeah. Oh, I'm thinking like second or first. I'm going high, man.
I don't think we're gonna get that. He doesn't have. This is the only way. I don't want it to get to the point to where his value was at first, because this is what has to happen for that, in my opinion. Jalen got to miss like 8 weeks, and he got to come in and play really.
I don't want that. No.
Yeah, I don't want that. Then you have this much tape on him. You're like, oh yeah, this is a guy who will play in this league. I'm taking a third for him. I would have took a third for him during the trade deadline, but as we know, we are a franchise that has won a Super Bowl with a backup quarterback, so we value.
That's true.
Value those picks.
Yeah, I think you got to trade him in the offseason, though, because he's got 1 year left on his contract. So if you don't get something for him now, you're not going to get something for him next year. So I think it's got to be this offseason. That's why I wanted them to get Shedeur Sanders, because I wanted him to play as like the third string, and then next year roll into that backup role until he's ready to get traded to be a starter somewhere. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
He's gonna end up starting in Cleveland. You know what I mean?
That team's a mess.
Yeah, they're going to end up just having to bite the bullet, man. He's going to end up starting, man. I'm surprised that Myles Garrett wasn't moved during the trade deadline.
No, they're crazy. 3 1s for a guy I thought if I was the Eagles, I would have done it. But if I was Cleveland, I would have accepted that. You're just wasting the guy's career. You got to rebuild that whole team.
He's doing it to himself. He took that money. He didn't have to do that.
Yeah, I know. But did you hear? Now I don't know if this is true, but there was people have said that the Browns told him they were trading for Dak Prescott, and that's why he signed.
That's why he took the money.
I don't know if that's true, but if that's true, he thought they lied to him, or he thought he was going to get a quarterback. Because remember, there were the rumors that Dak was going to Cleveland in the offseason. So maybe he thought he was getting a quarterback. I think the Eagles are going to trade for him next year. I do. I think he's coming to Philly at some point.
Well, we would have to say goodbye to a couple of our young stars, to be honest.
I know. I know, but that guy's the damn man. He's the best guy. He would be the best pass rusher since Reggie.
I think he's the best defender that I've seen since like Lawrence Taylor, man.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, he can do it all.
I mean, the man had 5 sacks and they still lost by 3 scores.
I know that poor guy, man. So that's the move in all that. I mean, you know, we're ahead of ourselves because we got a Super Bowl to win, but that's the move. That's the move next year in all season. Get them.
I like it, man. I like it. So, you know, to be honest, man, it would take a collapse of epic proportions if the Philadelphia Eagles aren't the first team to repeat in almost like 20 years. So that's something that I think we got in the bag. I think the division is in the bag.
Yeah.
Back division winners. Capping this off with a Super Bowl run would be monumental. We're both hovering around 27-10 for Monday night. So all's good right now for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah. I mean, for as banged up as we've been, we didn't really lose anybody that important for a whole season yet. Knock on wood, you know. But I have a question for you. And you don't have to answer until the specifics of stuff. But, man, the one thing that bothered me this offseason was the C.J. Gardner-Johnson situation. I love C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I just don't understand. And then he got cut off Baltimore, and you could have brought him back. And I'm just like, really?
So I think the temperament of the team was more so like we've closed the chapter on that. You know what I mean? I think that's the team's mindset. We closed the chapter on that. And I honestly, I just think CJ put himself in a situation to where, you know, he built a reputation of people not wanting to, you know, have him in the building, man. I mean, he's been 3 teams in the last year, in the last 12 months.
I know. I get it.
6 months.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So he's playing for the Bears now, right?
Yeah, I think he started last week.
That's 4 teams in the last calendar year, man. So, you know, CJ has to figure out what's important to him, man.
I just love the swagger he brings on the field, though, man. Like,
man, the energy and it all comes from a good place, man. Me having conversations with him over the years. He just want to win. He just want to play well and win. I think that CJ and AJ have been the most under just. It's hard to understand him if you don't talk to him.
Yeah.
You know, it's really hard to understand him if you don't talk to him. So, you know, but a lot of this shit they do is self-inflicted, though. You know, a lot of it is self-inflicted.
Oh.
But, you know, at the end of the day, man, I am ecstatic that we were able to just have AJ Brown on his team still, man. You know, sometimes in this thing, man, you never know what you can believe. People are always saying stuff. People are just trying to make it seem like we're so dysfunctional, and that probably was never the case, man. Well, it was never the case. They just wanted to break up what we built, man. So I agree with you on that one, man.
Yeah. I mean, dysfunctional is doing push-ups, you know, in your driveway during training camp. Like, that was dysfunctional. To me, what A.J. Brown I took it as just like he's speaking up because the coaches didn't listen to what the players were saying. So he's saying it through the media now. Yeah. And I think he did it for multiple players on that offense. And I think he knew he was going to get all this blowback. I think he knew the arrows were coming and he didn't care. And I don't think people see it like that.
At the same time, every time he speaks up, he does it at least once a year. What happens the next game? He spoke up and Jalen carved up Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You know, I think that when certain guys talk, it just get people game to elevate, man. And you know, you meet guys like that who's not afraid to say what they think is the issue. The passing game needs to be better. Like that's the truth. The passing game needs to be better. So, you know, I mean, he didn't lie. You know, everybody, I wish he would have kept it in house, but it's like, why?
Yeah. Well, you know, if you look at the whole thing, right, they go and they play the Rams and they come back. And he talks and him and Jalen are saying, like, we've got too many killers on offense to be that conservative. Right. And then they go right back into the game versus Tampa and they go right back into it in the second half. So I felt like he was like, man, we talked to you guys. We said what we think, and you're going right back into this. And I think that was the next step.
That was the ugliest win of my time being an Eagles fan, that Tampa game. Jalen Hurts was elite in the first half of this game.
Elite.
I think I think he might have had like 1 or 2 incompletions at half.
He was 9 for 9 against the blitz in the first half, 15 to 17 like in that first half. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Then he didn't complete a single pass in the second half. And you still found a way to win the game. So I'm on board with you, man. You don't win the amount of games you won this first half of the season without your quarterback having elite moments. Like that first half was big. It was enough to get us to win. You know what I mean? The second half was elite from Jalen Hurts as well against the Rams. You know, the only game where it was completely up and down for me was the Kansas City game, but he was elite in the Dallas game as well in the first half of that game.
Right.
So, you know, he's had elite moments, but the last 2 weeks he's put elite games together.
I know. And it's crazy. And then you get these Cowboy fans are telling me Dak Prescott, who averages one win a month, is the MVP. Got 2 more touchdowns than Jalen Hurts. But he throws way more. It's just insane to me. Like, if Dak Prescott was doing what Jalen Hurts was doing, he'd be the greatest quarterback to ever play.
It'd already be a parade.
I know.
They would drop a banner for Dak at 6-2 going into November.
I mean, these people, I've never seen a fan base so happy to be like 3-5-1. I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either, man.
It's crazy.
Like, they got Quentin Williams. That's a good trade, but they forgot who they are. Quentin Williams don't throw the ball. And this is the thing. The defense is bad over there, right? But the offense is what really stunk the last 2 weeks.
Yes. Yeah.
The quarterback was bitched. He threw 2 picks.
Yeah, that's my point. I mean, he stunk. He had 0 points in the first half versus the Cardinals, 10 points total. He stunk against the Broncos, but you know, they don't even acknowledge it. It's everybody else's fault. And my thing is, I don't hate Dak at all. I don't hate him, but you can't tell me that I had to go through the 90s listening to about Troy Aikman being a winner, winning big games. And then now when the roles are reversed, your boy gets an excuse, not your boy, but the Cowboys quarterback, he gets an excuse for 10 years of losing. You know what I mean? But Jalen Hurts does what he does, is one turnover all year, 1 interception. And he's a problem.
In the 90s, we had to bend the knee. We had to accept that the Dallas Cowboys were just good. They refuse to accept where they are and where we are, and that's why they will forever be upset about our success. They refuse to acknowledge it, man. And it's like it's honestly like talking to a madman. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you something. This is my prediction. By 2030, we're gonna have just as many Super Bowl wins as them.
Listen, if we repeat this year 500, I'm telling you right now, I am going to be unbearable.
Me too.
You might have to call me like, all right, LB, this is enough, LB. I'm like, no, I'm going to be unbearable. I might get a chopper and land it on AT&T Field. I might violate Texas airspace. I am going to be unbearable if we repeat, because it would make us one of the only 8 teams to do it or something like that. You're talking about a franchise if you repeat.
I know.
Hey, man. Then that gives us a shot to go after the three-peat, which has never been done.
That's when you go get Miles and you bring him into a team that just won 2 Super Bowls. And that's it.
Actually, I think we catch Washington within 2 years. I think they're as good as caught. I think we tied.
What do they got? They got 3. They got 3 or 4.
They got 3.
Yeah, we'll get them this year. We
might get them this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's funny how the roles have been reversed. We went from being laughed at for not having Super Bowls to now Super Bowls don't matter anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, and I used to hear it all the time. Oh, you like Randall Cunningham, but Randall Cunningham doesn't win. He don't win Super Bowls, but Troy Aikman does. Oh yeah, you like McNabb. He don't win Super Bowls, but Troy Aikman does. Now it's like, all right, I got Jalen Hurts. He wins Super Bowls, but Dak doesn't. Oh, that don't count. Nah.
It's a team game. It's a team game.
He's never had a good offense. 10 years, the guy has won 2 playoff games. It took Jaden Daniels 1 run in the playoffs to have as many wins in the playoffs. That's got to count for something.
It has to count for something. And then another thing people fail to realize is that a playoff run is getting to the NFC Championship game or further. The Dallas Cowboys haven't had a playoff run since the 90s.
No, they haven't.
You know what I mean? At all. And you have the same quarterback for 10 years. Like, make it make sense. But, their season is over. Our season is pointing in the right direction. And we deserve this, Eagles fans. All 1,200 of you in here, we deserve this. I'm going to give a shout out to our sponsor of the day real fast, which is probably everybody's sponsor, to be honest. But, where is it at? Let me let you know some of the good things that Sleeper is doing. They are giving you $20 free entry, no deposit needed. All you got to do is use the code at the bottom of the screen, LBSBMVP. And you guessed it, the SBMVP is for Super Bowl MVP. If you want to feel like a winner, use that code. Get with Sleeper. Best betting variety in the business. You got Sleeper too, 500?
No, but I'm going to use your code and get it today.
Yeah.
That's right.
Use that code, man. LBSBMVP, man. Tap in, put you in a nice parlay. And yeah, man, that way, man. So, I said that I will only hold them hostage for 45 minutes. We went 5 minutes over, but dude, it's always a pleasure working with you.
Yeah, man.
I know I got the wild card in my deck, 500. I know you're just a call away, but I don't like to exhaust my nuclear buttons all the time. I say them when I really need them. And going into this half of the season, it was mandatory. I had to talk to my guy.
Like LB, you're one of the great guys, man, I've met on here, man. I couldn't be happier. And you're a real one. So anytime you need me, man, I'm there. And I would definitely like to do some more stuff with you. We did those draft. Remember we used to do those draft videos? Those were fun, man.
This is funny. I've been looking for that Zach Bond video because he was on our draft board.
Yeah.
Because I think he was doing offense. I was doing defense. I can't remember. We just had a great system that year.
Yeah.
We said Zach Bond's name. We said so many people's name on that draft board, and it just coming to fruition. I wish we would have organized it better so we can know. Because that's like going through videos from 3-4 years ago. We'll never find it, man.
I know you'll never find it.
We'll never find it.
Man,
that was fire, man. That was a great time, and we've done it, man. We have seen our team be in 3 Super Bowls since being content creators.
I know.
We talk championship ball. We are the cream of the crop, Eagles content creators. We talk about winning. And that's why all these collabs are special to me, man. Thank you so much for tapping in with the show 500.
Thank you, my man.
Call me. You gotta text me. Call me anytime of the night. I am there, bro.
Right back at you, my man. Right back at you.
Yes, sir. And thank you guys for tapping in, man. All 1,100 plus of you guys. You guys know the vibes. We're going to be at this all week. Philly 500 going to be cranking out the content. I'm going to be cranking out the content. So let's get to it, man. Enjoy the rest of your Friday, man.
Step back and watch the step cook.